When I was growing up, my grandpa used to tell me, always tell the truth. At that moment, when I was 6 years or 7 years old, I was like, what is it about? That I didn't do the homework or I ate some extra cookie? But when I lived through the full-scale invasion, I realized how important and difficult these 4 words are. Telling the truth in Ukraine is now a value, it's a resistance, and it's some people a risk. I'll tell you a number. 97 people, media workers in Ukraine, were killed by Russians since full-scale invasion. As the Chief Executive Officer of hromadske, this is NGO media, one of the biggest one in Ukraine, I help to protect the space for truth to exist. We report from the front lines, we disclose the corruption, and we fact-check. We hold those in power accountable, not just in a wartime, but always. Because for democracy, the role of independent media is not to please everyone, is to challenge, is to question, and to be a watchdog. And when we talk about this war, it's not about geopolitics or strategy. It's about people, real people. And when we hear the amount and numbers of people killed, you should always remember there is a story behind it. There is a family that changed forever. More than 14,000 civilians were killed by Russian attacks, and these are just confirmed numbers. At least 19,000 Ukrainian children were abducted, and only 1,200 were returned back home. And these stories of these people are not easy to tell. These are very hard and heavy, and no matter how long it takes, journalists have to do this. And this is why the work I do at hromadske matters. And this is why my leadership didn't start with the title, the CEO. It started with the question, what can I do so people would get more information? What can I do that people understand what is happening around? And what can I do? Make them understand what risk is when you don't pay attention. And this question still guides me. Disinformation now is a weapon. And even here in the United States, there was an attempt of trying to twist the truth and to make Ukraine guilty for this war. So let me be clear, Ukraine didn't start this war, and Ukraine didn't want this war. And Ukraine is fighting now not just for its sovereignty, but also for the values that we here in this room stand for in Stanford, for freedom, democracy, and sovereignty. So the facts matter, and when the aggressors see the support from democratic world, it encourages them to commit even more crimes. And today I speak here, and I'm alive thanks to the armed forces of Ukraine. I'm always grateful to them for their courage, because journalists are able to tell the truth because they are on the line. Every day they put their lives at risk. So, and I never miss a chance to be grateful to the armed forces of Ukraine. So sometimes they're hard, some days are really hard, but I keep going because I understand the truth matters. And when I made it to this room and got to know this amazing cohort, I heard from Karen, she cares about Ukraine. I heard from Lilian, she cares about Ukraine. And this makes me keep on going. And as I grow up, I stick to my grandfather's rule, always tell the truth. Thank you.